Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Cloud Skills Show. This is our final episode in the first series of Cloud Skills Show. So we've been here every week at this time, 2:00 in the UK, but we've got people joining from around the world. And we've brought you episodes about AI. We've talked about security. We've talked about the web. And today we're going to go and we're going to drill into what is available for students and what is Microsoft doing for people who are studying. Now, as you can see, we've got a full panel of guests joining us today, and we're going to be hearing from them over the next hour. First of all, I am just going to talk through what we can expect today. So first of all, we have Salman, who's joining us, who is actually our guest host today. And then we're going to be speaking to some wonderful people, including Azmi Koban, who's a student ambassador, Victoria Rogers, who is a current intern at Microsoft and also a student ambassador. We've got Lee Stott, who is one of my colleagues. He works in the Microsoft student team as a principal program manager. And we're going to meet Ferdinand, who is also a student ambassador and was a Microsoft Imagine Cup finalist. But first, we are going to meet Salman, who is our guest host today. So we're just going to say goodbye to everyone else on the feed for now, and we're going to sort of gradually they're going to disappear. So bye for now, and hopefully, there we go. Hopefully, there's just the two of us now. So Salman, huge welcome back to Cloud Skills Show. You were with us on our very first episode, as when we were just trying out. I was brand new to streaming. But you're actually not new to this streaming at all. You've been doing tons of stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, no, it's great to see the progress and see such amazing people come on the show. I've seen Pete and many others come on the show, and it's just great to see such a diverse and amazing community driving the force behind development in the UK and from across the world. So thank you as well, Adam, for having me back on. I'm looking forward to today's episode.
I'm really looking forward to it as well. I mean, we've actually got quite a lot of stuff to get through, haven't we? So we're probably not going to dwell on this for too long. But I just thought, before we sort of get into it, it'd be great, just for people that haven't met you online before, maybe just to give a quick introduction to yourself. I mean, maybe tell us about what you do, how you became a Microsoft Learn student ambassador, and also how you came to join Microsoft as well.
Yeah, so hi, my name's Salman, and I love tech. So as many of you do, I've always had this love for tech since a very young age. I feel like I'm very lucky to be in that situation. Been very involved with the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program now, as it's called, and now as an intern at Microsoft, I do stuff with the cloud, with the HoloLens 2 and mixed reality. So that's my area of interest, and I love driving community. So things like this, getting on the camera for all of you is one of the many passions I have.
Cool. And I remember in the first episode, I think we found out that you've got, I don't know if it's like a record or something like that, but you've got a lot of certifications as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I would think about then it was around 22, so now it's 25. I added a few more.
You've taken advantage of free certifications.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll talk a little bit more about certifications later on, because actually there's a chance for everyone to get at least one free Microsoft certification as part of Microsoft Ignite. But we'll sort of come to that later. I think we said today we'd start the show by talking about some of the resources that are actually available to every student out there. And I guess the first one I would say, and actually when we meet Lee again later on, he's going to talk about this in more detail. But we talked about Microsoft Learn throughout this series, and it's a really good place to start, isn't it? Just in terms of if you're completely new.
Absolutely. This is literally where every developer, every student, whether or not you've never touched a computer before, whether or not you've used advanced things like APIs and you've used the cloud, this is where you need to go. Some people might think, hey, this is just beginner level stuff, but no, they lead to expert role certifications, and it's a great way to go whichever part of the journey you're in right now.
Yeah, I should do a few more of these. I'm certainly in terms of development, I'm a beginner myself in many ways. But what I quite like is yes, there's loads of stuff on building first steps, but but you can actually customize this, and you can actually go through the more advanced content as well. So there is a lot of beginner stuff on here. But if you click through and start playing around with the filters, actually you'll get the I don't know. Let's have a look. Like advanced. There we go. So secure cognitive services and stuff like that. It's definitely too advanced for me. But
I noticed you chose some Python. You chose some Python. I see you like that as well.
yeah. I like Python. I like Python. I think it was a year ago today. I was at PyCon in Wales, and I really like the community behind that as well. I think that's always like it's not just about the actual programming language; it's about the people behind it. And I always loved going to those events, and I hope that we can have physical events again in the not too distant future. Yeah, totally. But I guess the other thing to mention that you sort of you sort of alluded to is a lot of these things also can lead to a certification as well. So you can this stuff's all free, but you can actually take that and get an exam, take an exam at the end, and there's a lot of ways to actually get a free exam. Including through some of the events that we do. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So I guess the next thing on my list, I've lost my page. Where is it? We were going to talk about actually before we do that. I was going to say there's some specific learning paths that actually got put together by some of the universities we're working with. So there is this one here, which I'm a little bit biased. But this one's been put together by the team at Oxford University. This is the AI Edge engineer, and I don't have the link, but I'll put it in a document at the end. This is something that we worked on with University of Oxford. Some of my team actually built this out with them, and it's all about sort of intersection between cloud computing, artificial intelligence, edge devices. And what they call ML Ops, which is machine learning and DevOps. So this is a cool learning path because you really start with the introductory level content, and then you can move on to the more advanced stuff as you go on. So you can see, it's quite a fully featured learning path, and there's a couple of others as well that we did. We'll talk with Lee later on about those, but I think it was at UC Berkeley and Carnegie Mellon University as well. So there's the three of these that have actually been put together by universities.
And these are just some of the many learning paths which are available, and you can have an interest in whatever field basically, and you'll find something for you on the Learn platform, and we're always there to try develop it and make it better for all of you. So any feedback, just reach out to any of the channels on Twitter, I guess Instagram, whatever you all use nowadays, kids on many different platforms.
There's one that we're not talking about right now, but we'll not mention that in today's show. But anyway, I can see Lee's in like the backstage laughing away at me right now. So, but yeah. Anyway, I think the next thing that we were going to talk about was the free Microsoft Azure resource as well, which is so this is available to anyone with an academic email address, right? Isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And so if you
I was going to add, even if you're not a student, there is also a free resource as well for Azure.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's multiple ways, but I know for this one, if you have an educational email address, so obviously it varies by which country you're in. In the UK, that's .ac.uk. In the US, that's .edu. I think there's a few different versions. But if you if you have any problems, you can actually, if you are a university student and you can't activate this using your email address, then you can actually drop us a message on Twitter or reach out to us. We'll give the details at the end of the show. But this is $100 credit. You don't need any sort of credit card or anything like that, and you can start experimenting with Azure, and you get all of these. These are all things that are always free as well. So like obviously the Visual Studio Code, that's always free. But there's also you've got certain products which you can always use a lower level of without paying anything, even if you burn through that $100 credit.
Yeah, and I think this also leads to the whole Imagine Cup sort of challenge we have, which will be covered more later on by Ferdinand and Lee. But these tools, Azure, just because it seems like a free resource that you have access to, it's not just one of those free resources you can use and don't take seriously. These things are used in the industry. As my core role, we deal with loads of customers who actually use this properly in the industry. So this can literally take whatever idea you have and make it global. You're not just your own laptop anymore, like mini Raspberry Pi. You've got a huge range of possibilities. You could hire out many virtual machines and across the world if you want, and just every single thing's available for you.
But remember to turn them off afterwards. Yeah. That's always the number one thing.
There's something I was going to mention, but I don't think
you want me to. No. Anyway, so I think the last thing we were going to mention before we meet some of the other student ambassadors is make code, and this is actually a bit different. So this is perhaps for people who are looking for more hands-on Internet of Things, IoT, and this is also suitable for younger students as well. So if I have the link, there it is. So the aka.ms/cs-make code. As you can see, we've got the microbit, which is a wonderful device. I don't know if everyone's familiar with the microbit, but this is something that a lot of people worked on. Microsoft worked on it with the BBC, other folks as well in the UK, and this is a device that actually got sent out to a lot of schools in the UK and further afield as well. So we have some exercises which we link to the microbit site on there, but that's a great device if you're looking to get started. But also you can see all of these other things as well. Obviously Minecraft, which is hugely popular. I have to say, I don't know, Salman, are you a Minecraft user?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna first of all show. I've got a Circuit Playground Express if it focuses. So this is that one which is in the blue over there. I got this a long time ago from Jacqueline Russell, who, she does a lot of MakeCode stuff, and Minecraft as well. I've been playing Minecraft for a very long time, so it's a full circle. My Microsoft Build Talk actually was on Minecraft and MakeCode, so this is a nice intersection between the two. It's you sort of think, okay, Minecraft's a game, it's the most popular game ever, it must have loads of complex code, how do I, it's hard to get into that. Okay, there's this whole idea that it's Java, it's built in Java, but you can actually code using block code in Minecraft. You can teleport around the world, and you can spawn items using anything pretty much, and using block code. This then translates into Python if you want, and also into JavaScript. So you've got that whole, one click of a button switch thingy, and then you can share your code with your friends, with your classmates, with your teachers as well. There's so many features within Minecraft Education Edition, which you should check out.
That's amazing. So we've got the link on the screen there now. Okay, so that's brilliant, and it's something that I keep meaning to get into as well. I know I actually have an Xbox, and I have the Game Pass, and Minecraft's actually included as part of that. So It's just one of those things. I've never quite got into it yet, but
You have to. We also play one day.
Bad Microsoft employee if I don't. Anyway, okay. So we're gonna move on now, aren't we? And we're going to talk a bit more about the student ambassador program. And I think before we speak to Azmi, it's Salma, maybe sort of makes sense if we just briefly explain actually, what is the student ambassador program?
Yeah, so the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program is essentially a program for any full-time student, wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're in the UK or from the US, India, Asia Pacific. Any country in the world can apply. As long as you're a full-time student, you're eligible to be part of the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program. And essentially what you do is you teach others about Microsoft technology. So whether this be Microsoft Word, VS Code, AI cognitive services, anything on Azure, it doesn't matter. As long as you have that passion and drive to learn, you can become a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador and become the future of today's society. Because, we all want people to be enthusiastic about tech. And this is where you get to meet like-minded individuals like the people you will see on the call today. And meet amazing people like Adam and Lee as well. So,
I bet you. I mean, you're so passionate. You could have almost written the website for it.
I thought I was going to point to the whole screen and do I didn't know which direction to point.
You didn't know which way. Yeah, I know. It just appears wherever it wants to appear, basically. So we'll have a look through the website in a minute. But let's first of all let's add Azmi in.
Hey Azmi.
Hello everyone.
Thanks very much for joining today, Azmi. So you're a student ambassador already, and but you joined quite recently, right?
Yes. So I joined last month at the start of August, and I'm part of the new cohort.
Amazing. And how did you actually get involved in that? How did you find out?
I did find out about the Microsoft Student Ambassadors quite a while back. I think it was May. It was pre-Microsoft Build. I come across an article, I think, on LinkedIn, and I did want to find out more about the Student Ambassadors program. At first, I was a little bit skeptical about it because I'm not as technical, although I did graduate business in IT. I've never studied programming. I never studied cloud computing. So for me, initially, it was a little bit harder to apply. But then I did saw a promotional advert for Microsoft Build.
Oh no!
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah,
we see you again.
Oh, we've got you back. He's back.
Yeah, I did see a promotional advert on Instagram by our very energetic cloud advocate, Chloe, and then I decided to just go ahead and apply.
Yeah,
That's
Chloe
amazing.
Condon's amazing. She does a lot of cloud advocate stuff, and she's doing a lot recently with the student ambassadors. She just had her birthday last week and was getting involved with an amazing hackathon, which was run just for Microsoft Learn student ambassadors. Azmi, you got involved in that. I'm pointing the right way now. Do you want to tell us a bit about that as well?
Yes, so lastly, to transform a brainstorm the team across the world within the cohort. And I'm part of the Education League, which Chloe is our cloud advocate. And we transformed the idea from just a brainstorming session. In 2 days, we managed to come in with a nice pitch to be presented on Friday. Now, what actually baffled me was the team size. I think we're the largest team in the cohort. We were 17 people from across the world, from Asia to EA to APAC as well. So everyone was working. We had like a whole IT department there, from design to business to the tech.
That's amazing, and you can see the vast range of people you have. You have people from business, you have people in IT, you have people in tech, people who have art or like marketing backgrounds, and this is just a collaboration of students from around the world. And that's incredible, because you're coming up with such amazing ideas, aren't you? Like in such a short amount of time as well, and backed by Microsoft employees to help you come up with these ideas. I think that's great with the mentoring and coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the beauty of the actual program itself, is the amount of help we get and the amount of collaborations we get to experience with people across the world. Everyone has ideas, and everyone can jump in and, hey, I'm good at this program, and let me come and help you. Or maybe someone else, like business background, will come in and do like a formal pitch and then present the idea.
Yeah, and you're also a master's student, aren't you? So,
Yes.
well, what's your advice to those who are in, higher education, or those who are, starting off, or maybe just about to start university, or thinking about a career in tech?
So I did graduate in IT last year, about to start master's next week, actually. So in terms of tech, I believe that a lot of people do not understand the modern workplace, and they're kind of afraid of the technical background that they need to be. But actually, everyone can just join in and be part of this new world as well.
Awesome. Totally agree. And you've got Microsoft support along the way. I think using these learning opportunities through Microsoft Learn, using MakeCode and Minecraft to come in through a journey of having fun is one of the best ways to come into tech, because you're not learning it through a text box. The text. Sorry, I've been watching too much of xCloud and the new Xbox announcement. A textbook. You don't have to learn it through textbooks and be like, oh, okay, this is the widget bay. I'm learning bits. I'm learning all this. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it now, but there's too many complicated terms which just scare people nowadays. But I think there's such an amazing amount of resources available to students nowadays through all these platforms, which just should be explored and make the most of it. You've got a long time, and it's lockdown. Well, it's not really lockdown anymore, but you still need to stay safe, and making the most of these online tutorials and resources is what you should do.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest importance that we have in the program is the use of workshops. So anyone who's in the program can create a workshop and deliver those kind of technical or even non-technical courses that we do on Microsoft Learn, and promote Microsoft Learn as a platform where students can learn even more in their own time as well. Now, the biggest part is trying to create a workshop, but being everything online, now we can easily join and partner with people across the world and deliver those kind of workshops to different universities. And myself, I'm Romanian as well, so I can easily collaborate with the student ambassadors from Romania and then broaden our audience.
Yeah, the number of calls I've been on where I'm talking until it's apparently 5 a.m. in people's time zones, like 5 a.m. when it's like 12:30 here, 4.5 hours time difference, or 5.5 when daylight saving in about a month is going to end, but it's going to kick in soon.
Oh, please don't. Don't spoil it.
No, we all have a good bedtime. We all finish early.
So, shall we meet another student ambassador now?
Yes.
Shall I push the magic button? So let's see.
Let's play
Victoria.
Push the magic button.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Victoria. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Yeah, really excited to be on here today, which is nice and fun. So yeah, just as a quick introduction, Victoria Rogers. I'm actually part of Microsoft now. Tomorrow is officially my last day at Microsoft because I'm an intern, and I finished what was meant to be a 12-month placement, managed to nearly 15 months, part of the UK education team, and really, new to the student ambassador program as well.
So, Victoria, I was sort of wondering, as some, and I can't believe tomorrow is your last day, but that's really sad moment. But in terms of you joining the student ambassador program, how has that been for you? And I mean, because you're in a business subject at university, right?
Yeah. So go to Azure University. economics and politics, so probably non-technical as you can get, you know, just full of kind of chunky books and writing essays. So come from a very non-technical background, didn't study IT or computer science at high school as well. So yeah, definitely as non-technical as you can get. But, you know, this year at Microsoft really opened my eyes, started learning more about the Student Ambassador Program, which got me, you know, really interested in finding more out about tech. And yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. So one of the things that I was wondering was, when you go back to university, and I don't know whether you're going back to a campus or whether it's going to be is it going to be working from home or studying from home?
All online, yeah, all online till January, which is quite sad, but yeah.
So a big part of being a student ambassador is about running events and building communities inside universities to help other people learn. So now that everything's online, and I think that's probably the case for most people that are watching, where it's either all online or partially online or mostly online. What sort of things do you think you'll be able to do with students over the next few months? And how do you think that being completely online will change things?
Yeah, definitely. So luckily I've had a lot of experience actually running virtual events this year at Microsoft, so kind of skilled up in that area, which I'll be able to take back to university. So really excited to actually work with a lot of students that are from those non-technical backgrounds like myself. I know I have a lot of friends that study business, economics, politics that are, really interested in actually scaling up technically. And, this is such an amazing program for them. With the kind of experience I have this year of actually running virtual events. Being part of the education team, I've actually run a lot of student events before. Really excited to do a lot of things with kind of my university, Aston, but, universities across the UK as well.
That's amazing. And Asmi, I don't know if you heard what Victoria said, because I know that you're joined by your mobile, but I was sort of what I was wondering is, with things being online, do you think that's almost like an opportunity for a lot of people, to take advantage of communities like Student Ambassador and these online events?
Yes, of course. I think having those online events is a big opportunity for us to reach the wider audience. I think in the past, having those face-to-face workshops, so for example, I'm the only student ambassador at Bournemouth University, would have been harder for me to organize a workshop, and it would just be limited to Bournemouth University. Now we can actually collaborate with other students from different backgrounds, different areas, tech, non-tech, and produce some amazing content for everyone. And even if the university does not have a student ambassador, we can easily get in contact with the universities and conduct those workshops for them. I don't think anyone is going to say no to an opportunity to learn, and especially those students that are non-tech. Having a year gap between my undergrad and master's, I've been in the work industry. I know a lot of companies nowadays, they transition to cloud computing from maybe a private cloud to a hybrid or full public cloud, and it's very important to even learn those kind of basics. Now, when we talk about cloud, we have 4 different clouds here at Microsoft. We have Azure, Microsoft 365, we have Dynamics, and Power Platform, which all are a big part of the IT industry and any other industry in the field. So coming up from university with at least a basic knowledge of technology is very important.
That's brilliant. I think you make a really good point there as well, actually, because there we go, there we are. Because it's like Victoria was just saying before. It's there's plenty of people that are also doing non-tech degrees, but where technology is going to be a really important part of your life. I don't remember, one of you was saying to me yesterday, I don't remember who it was, and I'm really sorry, but someone said there was something about 70% of jobs that will exist in the future don't exist today. I don't remember who told me that. Is that you, Victoria?
Yeah, so obviously working, I've done a lot of work with kind of that K-12 audience, so actually running a lot of Make Code Minecraft sessions. So I have to admit, I'm an expert in block-based coding, nothing else but, block-based coding, which is kind of my fave. Yeah, so working with younger students, it's 65% of the jobs in the future don't even exist yet. So it's really keen to actually help those younger students develop those skills so they can actually enter that workforce confidently.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Thank you.
something that has stuck with me since I first saw it. Jacqueline Russell, she had this talk at BET 2019. So the show which happens every year, unfortunately not in person now, but essentially she spoke about the future generation is going to be leading jobs which don't exist. So I like to sort of use the same example that you have a drone traffic optimizer, you have augmented reality story builder. These jobs will be available perhaps in 2030, the same year which the current 10-year-olds, not year 10s, the current 10-year-olds, I always get it mixed up between ages and stuff, but the current 10-year-olds will be doing, and that's incredible. Like people want to choose their careers early on, but you never know. You want to have an open mind and just be open to learning and developing that skill set, and you do that through Microsoft Learn. You do this through MakeCode. You do this through any way possible, but just my big advice is to just have fun with it, because that whatever you enjoy and you have a passion in, you're gonna find a career in that field eventually. So always look forward to that.
So Salman,
So yeah, I would like to add on Salman's point as well. I think a lot of the students will want to shape their future careers from early ages, right, from school, even college. Being able to learn about the new technology that's coming up in the future years is very important to even define it. Maybe there are some students that want to stick to tech and go into a front-end, back-end development, software engineering. Those kind of students already have their plans early on. Now, with Microsoft Learn, is very important to even come in and experiment. Maybe you'll find a new passion, and maybe that passion sparks up an opportunity for you to develop your future professional life as soon as you finish school, college, university.
I think that's what's so great about the program. Obviously, we're Microsoft Student Learn Ambassadors, so being an ambassador, helping teach, even if it's just students that are in sixth form, so not that many years younger than us, but teaching them about they've got access to learn. I know when I was in sixth form, I loved doing kind of everything outside of school as well, like the DV program, cadets, and everything like that. If I knew about Microsoft Learn, I definitely would have kind of jumped on there, got some certifications. Definitely would have helped my kind of technical understanding. But yeah, I think that's what's, if you're really passionate about, helping, students your age, but also younger than you, such an amazing program for that. And that's what I'm really excited to do during my final year at uni.
Yeah, and if you are, a student or a teacher or lecturer at university, and you need students to teach this technology to your students, then we're there for you. We're like a free resource in that sense.
Don't be careful what you offer. Careful what you offer. You're going to get inundated.
But essentially, it's like you think about the sort of people who teach you things online, or you see courses and you random websites, and it's like you want a student perspective sometimes, and having this capability of having student ambassadors teach you, because they're learning at the same time. They're essentially students, but students teaching students. So having that ability to have a responsibility to be able to learn something and then teach someone else, or learn from someone in the same shoes as you is huge. Because sometimes I might hit a roadblock which someone in the industry who's been there for 20 years may not really see as a roadblock and be like, oh yeah, you just connect an API, but there's so many steps in connecting an API. You need to deserialize the data if you're using everything. Okay, let's not get into this, but all these things, we have the perspective of students and we understand it, hopefully in a way which we can relate. But obviously, cool. It's not like we know everything. No one can know everything. Otherwise, we would all have PhDs in everything in the world.
So we're almost out of time on this section. There's like so much to discuss, but I didn't want to finish it without talking about how people can become a student ambassador. Yeah. And Salman, I think you've got we can bring up the website right now, but there's some great stuff on here. So I think you are you're at beta level on the program. And it made me think, who's gold? But but hopefully soon. Actually, so the alpha level, it's so you do need to apply, and you need to submit a form and explain why you want to be part of the program. But the requirements for that is reasonably straightforward. You just have to have completed a learning path, right?
Yes, I can actually take this part because I've joined last month, and you join as a basic student ambassador. In order for you to become an alpha student ambassadors, which I am, you have to complete a learning path. The only difference is for those who are not familiar enough with Microsoft Learn, there are modules, and then there are learning paths, which is the collections of modules. Once you completed a learning path from the time you joined, you're eligible for alpha and the amazing rewards that you get. Yeah,
so that one, I've got those on screen, and I don't know if everyone can read them. You don't want to make the screen so big before the words start falling off. So that's $150 of monthly Azure credit. So that's actually quite a step up, because the basic student Azure account is $100 per year. I'm sorry, it's all in dollars for everyone that's not watching in America, but it's an American company. But $150 is in pounds. I don't know, it's almost £150, isn't it? Thank you. So that's actually quite a lot of credits, and you get that every month at alpha level. So that alone, I mean, that means that you can have a really quite a chunky ongoing project on there. Still need to remember to turn things off when you're not using them, because that obviously uses credit up. But that's a rule for everyone in the cloud, and the biggest companies do that all the time as well. They forget to. But that's great.
Yeah, I would like to just say, sorry to interject there, but 1,800 a year, that is 1,800 a year compared to 100 a year. So I mean, it's 150, but you have to realize it's monthly. Adam did say it, but I just want to emphasize monthly. 1,800 a year. That's incredible. Students getting 1,800 a year. What?
Monthly, right? Yeah. So that we've got that. We've got the Visual Studio Enterprise, which I think certainly a lot of students that are developers in particular, and also IT professionals would really, IT professionals to be, would really appreciate that, because you can get, test and development versions of all of the popular Microsoft software, all the full-size Visual Studio, full copies of Windows. If you really want to install a SQL Server somewhere, that's not on Azure, then you can do that as well, and you get your exam voucher, and also I think there's the cool bit down here is also this Camtasia software, which it's not actually a Microsoft product, but it's something which is offered, and Camtasia is something actually I use quite a bit for editing short videos. It's a nice bit of software, and it's great. And obviously Salman, you're at the beta level, so you get swag and invitations to things and extra support as well, right?
Yeah, it's literally incredible. You get so much. It's too much to say.
too much. So we'll just, because we need to move on to the next bit, so we'll just put the link on the screen there, and obviously we will drop a link at the end of today's show that's got listed. So don't worry if you noted down any of the things that we brought up. We will link to them all later. But we will have to move on in the interest of time, because we're going to run out of time otherwise. There's so much to talk about. So next we are actually, so what we're going to do, if I just bring everyone back, there we go. So we are going to say thank you to Victoria and Azmi, and we're going to say bye for now. And we're going to add in Ferdinand and Lee at this point. So add in, and then bye to Azmi and Victoria, and thank you for being part of the show.
See ya. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And so a big welcome to Lee and Ferdinand. And I guess it'd be great. Certainly Ferdinand. Great to. I think this is actually the first time that we've met, or at least on a video call and not online. So be great to start by you sort of introducing yourself, telling us a bit about what you've been up to, and maybe giving us a bit of a sneak peek of this, well, not a sneak peek, but, taking us back to what happened last year.
Okay, sure. So, right now I'm a Microsoft Student Ambassador, as well as 2019 we were the EMEA regional finalist. We built this thing called Finder, which essentially helps visually impaired people to find stuff around the house, and we're still actually working on it right now. It's been a pretty great experience. And yeah, so that's that in a wrap. And yeah, passing back to you. Okay.
Yeah, would you like to talk a bit more about what were your goals at the beginning? You know, when you thought about the Imagine Cup, did you expect to get that far?
No, actually we didn't. So we started off at the Oxford hackathon, and we just came up with this idea. Okay, we lose stuff all the time. You know how it is. So essentially, we built this little Raspberry Pi with a camera, and we hooked it up to Azure to essentially take a picture, use Microsoft Cognitive Services to essentially find the objects inside it. At the time, it was just like we could do free things like a rubber duck, because that was one of the free giveaways by one of the sponsors. Some keys and a wallet. And essentially, it would just finish by... can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it would finish by... so you could ask Siri, hey, where's my keys? And it would say, oh, yeah, it's on the table in the kitchen or something like that, because essentially you tell the camera in what room it was, and then it would find like a dominant object to reference to. And then we actually won the Microsoft Sponsor Prize with that at that time. And they were like, hey, guys, you should join this thing called the Imagine Cup. We never actually heard about it before. So we did. And then we submitted to the online that essentially get shortlisted for one of the prize for the regional finals when you win one of the Microsoft sponsor competitions. And then we were like, okay, let's submit and see where it goes. And we got much further than we thought, because especially at the EMEA regionals, they set out they were literally like reading out like the people who won. Okay, third place, didn't hear our team name, and then second place still didn't. And it was like, okay, it was a great experience so far. We're so happy we made it so far. And then suddenly they screamed our name, and we were like completely in utter shock. And it was really, really great. And then whole Imagine Cup in Seattle, which was absolutely fantastic. So the whole team got flown to Seattle to Microsoft Build, and like the whole backstage process, and like seeing like actually like getting up at 4 a.m. to go to rehearsals was pretty great. Especially like, you know, walking around backstage in such a big event is just like absolutely amazing. I can highly recommend, like, even if you get to the first stage or just apply and take part in it, it's just absolute blast to take part in.
And Lee, you've been involved with Imagine Cup for a few years now, right? I mean, what's the most exciting part, you know, for someone that's actually, you know, not a participant in the program, but someone that's actually helping run it?
Yeah, so, you know, Imagine Cup is just absolutely amazing. So I literally was with Fernando in Seattle, which was phenomenal. You know, we had a great time. And I think for me, it's about seeing these individual teams come on with just an idea. So, you know, the application stage is very much that idea or a pre-concept of an idea. And then, you know, we work with them in terms of the hackathons and events. And really, you know, just seeing them, you know, the progression within them as individuals, their presentation skills end up just being phenomenal. So, you know, anybody who knows anything about Imagine Cup is it's a worldwide event. So you get put on the largest stage possible as a student. So the students literally appear at the Build pre-show. So last year, Fernando and the team flew over to Seattle. We spent some time before the event to make sure they were up to speed. They were really good at the presentations. Their pitches were excellent. And they were presenting to some of the leaders within Microsoft and some of the leaders within the business ecosystem. So to me, it's that opportunity of putting students at that pinnacle where, you know, millions of viewers see them. They have the confidence, the support and background from us as Microsoft, and then seeing them go on to do amazing things. So lots of the Imagine Cup teams have now gone to startups or into tech companies within the wider ecosystem or even into Microsoft. So for me, it's about seeing really passionate, enthusiastic students who have tenacity. You know, not everything goes right in tech. And this is all live. You know, what we're doing today is all live. So they have to have that tenacity that things do go wrong and just move on and learn from that. And again, We have amazing opportunities where if you're a younger student who enters for Imagine Cup, you will be invited to join the ambassadors program. You'll get to do events and hackathons. So again, I've done events with both these, well, with everybody who's been on the call today, some in physical, some now in virtual. So again, it's about that experience, both technical and the soft skills. It's really important. And as you're showing on the screen, we've got Imagine Cup challenges from all over the world. And again, it's a great way of those students meeting other students from a massive diverse backgrounds, cultures and societies, and really looking at tech for social good and tech for social impact.
I think one of the greatest things as well is like the regional finalists, when we all met in Seattle, right? We all went to this process so far, and actually during the time in Seattle we actually got quite close, and we're all like still in contact, which is really great, because you don't really have that in a lot of events, like because you essentially all got powered through the training for like the speech coaching and stuff like that, which was just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I think if anyone just has an idea and they want to take it further, this is your opportunity to create a team amongst yourselves in university. You don't even have to be limited to your region. I know loads of people who want to create a team from EMEA, from Asia, from America, and combine. You can do that. Just give it a shot. Ferdinand's here. He's a prime example of how far you can go, and just turning one simple idea of finding your keys into becoming a finalist.
Yeah. So for our team, none of us were.
I think what's also really important is that opportunity of diversity, and I think one of the key things we're trying to drive from the ambassadors program is the diversity not only in cultures but also in technologies as well. So again, you can see from the session today, we've had students who are studying a wide variety of different university degrees, from business to tech. And again, that is diversity in where technology is today. We see a massive opportunity of everything.
Absolutely. Ferdinand, did you have anything to add there?
Oh yeah, sure. So I just wanted to add, like, for example, our team, none of us were actually at the same university. We were spread all around Great Britain. So CK was from Cambridge and Sachin from St Andrews. So we were quite far away, and we kind of did the Zoom working together before it was a thing.
I would say everyone should use Microsoft Teams now that there's a free personal edition too on your mobile phone. But yeah, no, there's the opportunities are huge. I was last year I wanted to enter, but I was gonna create a team with someone in India, someone in Nigeria, I believe. So having the opportunity to now use online technologies, as me mentioned before, one of the clouds, using Microsoft 365, being able to connect on Teams is pretty incredible nowadays. And the future of, I think, most jobs is going to be online. You're saving so much time here and there. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it now over to Adam and see what he wants to talk about next.
Yeah, well, I think it's really exciting, and also huge congratulations on last year, Ferdinand. It's like really impressive. Also, sort of personally great to see teams from the UK doing really well, and we want to encourage people. I think actually it's great to hear that your team was actually spread across different universities, and it's one of those things that this year is sort of really uniquely positioned to actually be able to do stuff cross-border. I know it's probably going to be harder for people that don't know each other, especially for people that are new to university. But hopefully technology does help break down some of those divides as well, and helps us understand each other better. And I think, and it helps us be more diverse as well. I mean, we work with people, we can work with people just as easily across, UK, continental Europe, Africa, all reasonably in the same time zone, give or take a few hours. So great to see. Hopefully we'll see more of those cross-border entries. This year. And I guess what I was going to say is that we are actually. I think I'm correctly in saying we are actually accepting entries for 2021, or do pre-registration at least.
Yeah, so there's information details now available at imaginecup.com. So again, there's lots of details for how to register. So you just click on the register button, And then there'll be further details over the next few weeks to months, just really confirming what the challenges are in terms of the actual competition and the national and regional layouts for those competitions.
That's brilliant. And there's, I know that there's prizes. Obviously, you haven't said what those prizes are for this year, but certainly in the past, there's been cash prizes. Obviously, there's the networking. I think the overall winner would get mentorship from Satya Nadella, who's the Microsoft CEO. So lots of great things on offer in the past, and I'm excited to see what the prizes are this year as well. But I guess just being part of the competition is also a really fantastic experience in terms of personal growth. Getting access to that mentorship as well.
Yeah, I think we also have another celebration for today, and it's Ferdinand's birthday.
Oh, Ferdinand, many happy returns.
Happy birthday!
That's brilliant. You're celebrating it with us. Thanks very much for being part of it.
Had to throw that in. So I mean, like, Ferdinand's taking his time out of his day on his birthday to give you all this valuable information.
It's great, and you probably it took a bit of time to get the online stream working today, Ferdinand. So you probably gained another year just by
yeah. On the right link.
So thanks for being with us. So we've just got a few minutes left, and I think we were going to finish off and Lee was going to take us through a couple of things which are new and exciting, and maybe give us just a sneak preview to something that's happening next week.
Yes. So thank you, Adam. Yeah, so we're going to be doing quite a lot of things over the next few days in terms of planning from Adam's perspective specifically. We're going to be launching a new event on the 1st of October, which is going to be a live streaming event with the University of Oxford around the AI Engineer. But more importantly, before that is Microsoft Ignite. So I hope you all understand what Microsoft Ignite is and what Ignite is all about. So Microsoft Ignite is our premier developer conference. So you should all be able to see the Ignite website. So Ignite is really about bringing developers from across the world together to share what we're doing as Microsoft and what the latest technologies are. Now, what's really cool about Ignite and the way we're moving now to virtual events is we've created amazing zones where you can start to meet and connect. So we have the connection zone, which is about building connections with other peers in the industry. But more importantly for students, we now have this thing called the learning zone. So we launched this back at Build, and this really was such a huge success for all the attendees who entered this. So what we want to try and do is build experiences where your learner can actually get hands-on and learn from Microsoft about new technologies. And we start very basic beginner levels, so things like intro to tech skills, and then work up all the way through into what we call the Cloud Skills Challenge. So students can learn at the very basics and start to progress through these, and then actually start to enter competitions and challenges to win prizes or actually go on to do Microsoft professional certifications. So Build is over 3 days, start on Tuesday and work through till Thursday. And again, if you go to the Ignite website, you can see all those different events. And as I said, we have these intro to tech skills. And what's really cool from the presentations we've had today is that some of these will actually be delivered by Microsoft Learn Ambassadors. So some of the Learn Ambassadors will be delivering these sessions over the 3 days, and you'll be able to hear from them and share, learn how they use these skills and the skills of new technologies. So we're really super excited to have, both staff and the student Learn Ambassadors working on this content to present this to you. And hopefully, over these 3 days, you'll learn a great amount of resources, get some skills, and hopefully build a connection and network of peers who you can work with to ideally build some tech solutions. And again, if you're interested, you can join the Student Learn Ambassador program.
And that's really exciting. Do you know like what really blows my mind about this, Lee, is just like we've got the website working actually in proper time zones. So you can actually see on it when it is where you're actually joining now. And I know that seems like the simplest thing ever, but that was one of those things that people were always like, you know, oh, when is it? Or how do I do the time difference or stuff like that? And I love the fact that Ignite is like genuinely like a 48-hour event.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people are working on that, and so you can join wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, so as Adam says, you know, this is a 40-hour event. We have content that is actually being redone, but instead of it just like being made available as videos, we're actually having other presenters represent the content. So some of those might slightly vary. Again, you might have a different sort of take on the session. Again, that's what's and being available across the time zone. We're also delivering some of the materials in local languages. So again, you know, we're mostly English speaking in the UK and the US, but for those who are in APAC and China and Asia regions, we will have some content in their local languages. So again, I've been working with the teams about how do we redeliver the sessions in those languages. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. And again, you know, what we want to do is build these learning experiences where you can come in with very little experience, learn the basics, to jump in at a very deep, advanced level.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much, Lee. So I think there's, so obviously if you want to register for that, it's myignite.microsoft.com, and that starts next Tuesday, the 24th, I think it is.
22nd to
24th, isn't it? Yeah. 22nd to 24th, and that is about 4 o'clock start in the UK, 3 o'clock start, 5 o'clock start if you're watching in continental Europe, and earlier in the day if you're in the States. But if you go on the Ignite page, it will tell you everything in your local time zone. That's what I really love about it. I know that I can't keep going on about that. It's just such a great thing to see that it runs all the time. Obviously we've just got a couple of minutes left actually. Lee, do you have like a couple of minutes to just tell us a couple of other things that are going on in your world, like what you're working on in the student team right now?
Yeah, so again, you know, I'm super impressed with the work that the team's been doing around Microsoft Learn and how universities and students are actually using the Microsoft Learn technologies. So, you know, we talked about it earlier on that we have been working with a number of universities to build new content and new learning paths. So what we're trying to do is build a set of learning paths that allow students to really get up to speed on Azure and cloud services in a hands-on way. So they either use a free Azure subscription or they use a sandbox environment. Or we've been partnering with institutions like Oxford, where we allow students to actually start to build and learn and develop their core technical skills at a very high level. And again, this content is actually being used in that these institutions are teaching. So, you know, from our perspective, that's really amazing. And then yesterday, we launched the Microsoft Learn LTI application for colleges and universities, which allows a university to actually integrate Microsoft Learn into their learning management system. And again, for us, this is like a key opportunity because, number one, it allows those institutions to have access to the Microsoft Learn resources and provision those directly to students. So again, we're trying to really work around enabling students to get access to the best technology and the best resources that are available.
I love that. So that new thing, that new LTI, that basically means that universities can put Microsoft Learn into their own learning system. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so basically an institution would install the application. Again, it's completely open sourced. So we have a GitHub repo where this is all available, and you will be able to just simply follow the instructions, deploy this into your university tenant or college tenant, and then allow students to consume Learn via their learning management system. So it's a real adoption of blended learning to allow students to get hands-on with cloud services.
That's absolutely amazing, and that's the link on the screen. Again, we'll make sure that goes into the summary that we send out after today's show. Well, that's brilliant. So lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff coming up. I know that there's new stuff happening all the time. I'm really looking forward to next week personally. I know this week, this show, we've come to the end of series 1, and we are going to have a new series, I'm glad to say, which is going to start after Microsoft Ignite, but we are having a week off next week. I want to say we're having a week off. I'm not having a week off.
I'm not having a week off.
The show is having a week off next week, so we will not be on at this time next week, but we should be back the week after. And I think the last thing I wanted to mention was when we come back on the 1st of October, not only do we have the Cloud Skills Show, but we also have a special event which is going to be on 1st of October at 6 o'clock UK time, which is an AI Edge event, which is actually brought to you by by ourselves and Oxford University, and we're going to talk through that learning path in a bit more detail. We're going to talk to some of the students that are actually on the counterpart course at the University of Oxford, and really understand some of the real world stuff that is actually being built as a result of these amazing technologies. So I'm really looking forward to that. We hopefully will have an event registration form for that in the next couple of days. But I think if you go to this web address, you will at least find some information on it in the meantime, and we'll have that registration page up as soon as possible. It will be a free to attend event, of course, and it'll be online, and you'll be able to interact just like you can on the Cloud Skills Show. So anyway, I think we probably better draw to a close. I know that Learn TV has already cut us off because we've gone over and the next program's actually started on there. But we are continuing this. This stream does continue on our other channels as well. So yeah, hopefully we can see you at Ignite next week. I know Lee, you're involved. Salman, I know that that you'll be watching. I know a lot of other people are part of it. I know we've still got some of our guests on the line as well. I don't know if Victoria is still there. I can
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yes, you're still here. We've still got everyone. So I just wanted to finish up the show today by saying a huge thank you to you all for being part of it, and for our first time guests, and also to Salman, who's been on for the second time, put an amazing agenda together today, invite some great people on. So huge thank you to you, and thank you for everyone that watched as well. So we will have the links for today online soon. They will be at this link, and see I'm actually typing this in as we talk. But it's aka.ms/CS show 6. That has all of the links from today. They will be online just after today's show. So go on there if you want to find out anything more about the content or about the speakers from today. But yes, huge thank you to all of our guests, and we'll see you at Ignite next week, and then hopefully back for Series 2 in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Azure, Kubernetes, Power BI, Xamarin. How does the developer, IT admin, analyst, or solution architect keep up with all the latest technologies? Microsoft Learn can keep you one step ahead. First off, Microsoft Learn offers free, interactive, hands-on training and is always available at no cost to you. With more than 1,000+ courses and growing, find a wide variety of topics, including Azure, artificial intelligence, business applications, modern workplace, and Windows development. These modules offer a concise, interactive, and friendly way to pick up new skills as you venture into new career paths or start preparing for Microsoft certifications. You can complete most of them in 15 to 60 minutes. All have been translated into a variety of common languages. Want to fill in the big picture? Learning paths guide you through a series of logically connected modules. You can work along the path, gaining experience points and badges as you go. Make your own journey by creating and sharing a custom collection of modules for you and your team. And use bookmarks to save your favorites to come back to later. A personalized homepage will always keep you up to date. Learning is hands-on. The Sandbox environment uses real Azure. You are working with real resources in exactly the same manner as you would with your own subscription. When possible, you can choose your preferred platform to learn on. Want more personal instructor-led training? Microsoft Learn can connect you with a variety of qualified learning partners to take your technical skills to the next level. Want to browse through Microsoft Learn to see what it offers? Head to Microsoft.com/learn and check out your opportunities. We've created a platform to help you learn at the pace of change.